Welcome to the new season of Visionary Ventures. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of Web3 with Maria Frąckowiak. From a nomadic lifestyle across 7 countries to shaping the future of blockchain and NFTs, Maria's journey is nothing short of inspiring. Join us as we uncover how her past experiences fuel her current innovations in the digital space. First of all, thanks so much, Maria, for being here. It's a pleasure
Thank you.
to have you on our season 2 debut.
Oh, nice.
Yes. How's it going? How's life
All good, all
back in
good. Back
Dubai?
in Dubai, yes, back in Dubai, ready for the conference season. Like in October, we have about 5 events, so it will be really intense, but can't wait to experience it.
Nice, nice. Looking forward to that also. And we might connect in some upcoming events. I saw some interesting ones. Maria, reflecting on your diverse experiences, I'm really interested to know how they shaped your problem solving and decision making skills in the Web3 space.
Well, if we consider my like last, I would say, 10 years of traveling and working abroad, so definitely I'm more used to changes and I'm more used to emergency situations. So for other people, even moving from one apartment to another can be an issue. For me, it's I just do it without really thinking about it. So for sure, I make decisions faster and I don't rethink it or overthink it because, most of the decisions you can fix easily. I don't think like you should really, consider things for a long time. I was always the person who used to try something and then I could check if I like it or not. I think that's the best way, by trying, you learn what you really like and where you want to go with your life. So I was always the person, instead of sitting and thinking about something for a very long time, I was just going into it and checking out how I like it.
That's an interesting approach. I'm an overthinking thinker myself, and I tend to really analyze and think about it and pros and cons and stuff like that
Mm.
before trying something new that is like completely new. But I'm trying to follow that example that you just gave out because I believe that sometimes you should go with the flow, take impulse decisions. They might be the best
Well, it's
outcome. They
not
might be
about
the best teaching, lesson.
it's not about like maybe of course depends on the situation, but it's not about impulse. But on the other hand, how long you could think about making a decision, like 2 3 days. What kind of decision you need to rethink longer? I mean, I'm also like very like logical person, thinking about like every event in my life is like I do project management for it. So I divide it into tasks, I divide it into steps. So I have this logical approach and therefore I make decisions fast, Sometimes obviously I make mistakes as everyone, but you can't prevent it. So yeah, I'm more, practical. Like if there is like a decision to make, I just make left or right and move forward.
Nice. So would you say like you don't really stress over situations
I
and stuff like that?
stress. I stress, but I used to do things anyway. I mean, if you want to develop, if you want to grow in your life, I think you need to overcome stress and do things you're scared of anyway. So I'm just used to doing things I'm scared of. Like even, podcast, it's not comfortable for everybody. Like being in front of the camera, it's going live. You can make some several mistakes or say things you don't want to, but yeah, you do it anyway. Like you can't, let your fear win over you.
So how do you manage stress and maintain mental clarity amidst the even high stakes and the fast pace of the blockchain industry?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm the best example. I have a lot of issues with it. Like no one can see them actually because like on my social media I'm always happy, but like I have a lot of inner stress. And I'm still like actually trying to work on this. It's I'm not a master in this discipline, to be honest. What helps for sure is exercising, like gym, physical activity on a daily basis. That's very important.
We're gonna get into your routine and yeah,
Oh
these
God.
stuff in a few. I know you have an active lifestyle.
I try to, but most like my daily routine is at home actually. I record a lot, I edit a lot, I provide consultations for some companies, for some teams, for some development teams. So like there's a lot of like work behind the scenes that no one can see. Everyone can see my social media only where I'm going out, where I'm in the conference, running an interview. But then, you know, no one can see the editing process that takes like 4 or 5 hours. Right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. They only see the end result and that's it. And they think you have a polished life and you're always walking around, surfing and enjoying your
of
life.
course, like, yeah, I mean, when you are like in your deep work or you're stressing a lot and or you're in your not in your best shape, you don't want to present yourself in social media, not because maybe you want to hide it, but you don't feel like, you know, recording yourself or taking a picture, right? That's the last thing you want to do in this kind of situation. But going back to stress, I try to take weekends off. I like in Dubai, it's not so popular, I would say. Like Saturday and
Yeah.
Sunday are definitely working days. I try to take weekends off. It's not always possible, but yeah, last year I was working at weekends, all of them. I have to admit that. And that was really bad. So this year I try to have this new routine. Working out, spending time with your partner, I think it's really relaxing. And yeah, also I think like working on your diet, it's you know, stress, stomach, diet, it's all connected. So I try not to eat
We're
crap food.
perfect. We're gonna know all about it just in a few. I just have one last question to really understand where you come from in the mental work that you've done so far, or I know you have a background in e-com and traditional marketing. Does this help Maria out in your analytical skills and decision making, you think, currently in the Web3 fast environment?
Yeah, definitely each experience. I was working in many different companies for many different brands. Maybe for some people too many, but I like to keep this diverse range because then, in my opinion, you learn much faster. If you work with different brands at the same time, maybe from the same environment, from the same industry, but different niches, you learn way faster about like different skills. You learn way faster about like decision making, planning, campaigns, ideas, because from each brand, from each supervisor, you can take some knowledge. And I can say that I'm like, I had like long working experience since the age of 18. I was working like full time, even like more than full time. So, yeah, I think this like each experience make you like later better, faster, and more efficient.
And it's good that you acknowledge them. Like it's obvious that you reflected on them. You really took it in. You understand where you were, where you're at, how you're processing things, and how you're taking decisions in your daily life and work.
For me, it's also like about I really like learning new things, and I really like continually like upgrading in certain disciplines. So when I'm facing the stage at the company that it's like routine, I can't learn anything new. There's no new challenges for me. I feel too much in a comfort zone, no stress at all. Then I have the feeling that it's time to switch and take a new challenge.
Exactly that. So, with such a demanding career, what routines or practices do you follow to ensure your physical health is prioritized?
Well, I right now I can see the direction where it's all going through all the stages of my daily life and business life. So I would like to start from maybe a theory I have, like, because you can't be good in everything. You can't have perfectly balanced mental life and physical activities, business life, and your family. So in my opinion, when you're in a process of building your career, in growing your career, you need to forget of some of these things. It can't be balanced all the time. Like, I have this approach to focus on one thing at a time, and once I have it under control, then I add another thing. Once I have it under control, I add third thing. And I work on these things, like, but in a long run. I can't just, plan for myself a week full of work, full of training, mental work, and family time because it's just 1 week. It won't fit. So at this stage, when I feel like more or less I have my work under control, I started to work also on my mental health, and I'm slowly starting to work on my training routine, but I'm far from perfect. What I try
No
to
one
do,
is perfect.
what I try to do is have like,
Can you achieve perfection?
well, of course not. Of course not. I'm sorry. I just, yeah, I mean, I try to do the best I can in each week.
Exactly.
So I try to have like 1 hour of exercise a day, like 3 times a week. I go to gym for this weight training. And then I have still some issues with my joints, like I have some health issues right now. So besides that, I just do walks. I wish to start yoga. No confidence for that yet. Maybe one day.
Since I follow you on Instagram, I also saw that you used to wake surf a lot, and currently you stopped for the knee injury that you were mentioning.
Yes, like I always had a relationship with sports. When I was 4 years old, I started to ski. When I was 7 years old, I started to train windsurfing on a like sport level. Then I was training dancing. I was climbing for a while, and after graduated my studies, I moved to Egypt and I switched windsurfing for kiteboarding, and that was like a kiteboarder for several years. So yeah, before I had this desk job, I was pretty active. Right now, it's like 5% of it left, unfortunately, but I'll be back. I'll be back. It's right now, no, it's a wrong puzzle, right? Right now, I'm on the puzzle building my career. Once this puzzle will be completed, I'll take another puzzle. So, yeah, I think sport is really reflecting on your business life in general. Because sports require discipline, you're losing very often, you're getting used to the fact that things don't work. And I think then later in business, this routine helps you a lot. You need to be also disciplined. You need to do things on a regular basis. You can't give up. You are used to the fact that things don't work the way you want. And then in some point they start to work. So yeah.
Would you think that it's better to start and do a minimal activity every day? Like, okay, you have a busy life, you're focusing on your career, you're working 12, 14, whatever hours per day, but let me do a 10 minutes walk just to get my body moving. It's better than doing nothing.
Yeah, of course. I think I like there are some people who prefer to work out from the very early morning. I prefer to do it after work because I just need a break from all the calls, messages, emails, in general
Recordings, editing.
from screen. I just need a
Yeah.
screen break. So it can like help you just to clear up your mind. It can help you to rest, you know, otherwise I wouldn't be able to sleep. So I need this moment like when I'm out of all the devices and I like, yeah, I really like to walk in the evening, like a few kilometers each evening.
Yeah, and I hope that the weather in Dubai would be better soon, so we can get back to enjoying the outdoors. We are doing it just for the sake of getting some air, not from the AC ducts, but it's still really humid.
I was on a walk last night, Dubai Harbor. Yeah, you're right. Like I came
Yet
back like
last night was
after,
crazy.
yeah, after the shower. But it's nice, you know. I still appreciate it. Like keep in mind that I'm from Poland. At this time of the year, it's I know 14, 12 degrees. It's raining.
You've got
The
enough cold and snow in your life. Now you're
well,
embracing the hot and
yeah, I
the
mean, I was
humid.
always trying to live in places, in destinations where the climate and the surrounding area is a bit different than in Poland, in my hometown. So definitely, I meant to live on a beach and under the blue sky, not a gray one.
Okay, it's a nice dream that came true. Anything like you would add to physical health and routines before we hop to another section?
No, I think like definitely I have a lot to learn in this particular sector, so I would leave advices to more professional ones.
Okay, cool. Although I really think that you're I see you active and you're not having this sedentary life, so it's good also that you give it some
I
time and
try it
a
step
bit of
by step,
focus.
you know. It's like in the end of the day, you want to be proud of your day. So like I do it the way that it's I think most of us can find this hour a day, or not even like a day, like 3 times a week to just work on your body. For me, it was a big wake up call when I started to have issues with my joints. I started to have issues with walking. And before, I was a really sporty person. So then when I like started to have health issues, it was a wake up call for me that, okay, you need to start moving. So, unfortunately, sometimes we learn this when it's kind of maybe not too late, but when you already can see negative consequences of our like behavior, sitting in front of the computer 12 hours a day, not moving. So, right now, like, I, I don't enjoy it, right? Like, it's okay, but I don't enjoy it. I do it like to be responsible and to be healthy, right? So yeah,
Because if you will not be healthy, you will not feel good. You even your productivity will diminish. So yeah, I can 100% relate to what you're saying, and I believe that these problems come as a reminder or as a push for us just to do something towards it. Because I can relate to what you're saying to an extent where I'm sitting all day long, 10, 12 hours in front of the screen. And I used to be a lot into fitness and all of that. Then I got a back injury. Then I stopped everything. Now I'm obliged to re lose weight, redo yoga, walk,
yeah,
swim, go back to really being conscious about what I eat, how I move, and all of that. So I'm obliged to do it, you know?
yeah.
uh, and at the same time, with all of that, sometimes we get to prioritize work instead of ourselves, our health. And
This year,
this is why we're going
yeah.
through these questions with you, Maria, because I'm really intrigued to understand what people are doing in their lives, because we all have almost the same problems and lifestyles.
Yeah, this year, you know, I plan to actually prioritize myself because last year it was all about work. I mean, season. I counted from season to season because in Dubai you always like leave summer. So for me, it's like season starts like September, October and ends in June, right? So this season I really try to prioritize myself and my health because last year I was all about work and honestly it was not worth it. Like I could see really negative consequences regarding my health. And yeah, I think like you need to compromise. You need to compromise. Sometimes you can develop your career slightly slower, but make sure you'll be healthy because otherwise, like you will build a great career, but you'll be destroyed.
Exactly.
You won't be able to enjoy it.
100%. Thank you for that. How do your spiritual or philosophical beliefs influence your professional decisions and leadership style in
Oh,
in the industry?
wow. I'm really bad in this. Like, I think like
It can be values, it can
I
be a mission statement.
I'll grow up. I think I'm really bad in this. Like, yeah, I'm very pragmatical, you know.
Yeah, this is a part of it.
I don't reflect on things too much. I take an action. I'm really goal driven. So I every time like I set up some goals for myself, once I achieve them, I set up new goals. There is no break in this. I was doing like this all my life. So I'm not really, you know, the master of like overthinking things or like bringing some philosophy around them. I just
Then what
work in a
drives
schedule.
Okay, then what drives Maria? What is your at core the mission?
Well, for sure, like my dreams, because every time I dream about something, I try to bring it to reality. And I already had these situations in my life when I could see that, wow, my dream is right now happening. It was just a matter of like few more years than I thought it would be. But I already bring to life many of my dreams, and I still have way more. So I'm driven by them. And every time I do have a dream, I make a plan. I like it, as you said, as I said, it's project management. I make a plan, I divide it into steps, and I accomplish step by step.
To reach the goal and the completion of that project. Yeah, nice. And this is what basically brings an idea to life and achieves your bucket list, dream list, and whatever you put your mind into. So
Well,
it's a good way to look at it.
I have to admit it, you know, I'm all the time hungry. Every time I accomplish a goal, I set up a new one. I like to be active. I like to move forward. I don't think if it's about accomplishing goals or just, you know, keep moving. Like I really like action. I really like things happening around me. A lot of things. I really like to be busy. So I think it's also about the journey. I really enjoy the process.
That's a lovely reminder, and yeah, I'm really interested a bit to see how internationally, because I know that you've been into different places, you worked internationally. Did this deepen your perspective on how technology can be a force for good? If so, how does this influence your work in Web3?
Well, that's true. I've been in many places, although like I was living, for example, on Iceland or in Egypt. So sometimes like very far from civilization in the middle of the desert or like in the mountains. I was also working on a glacier, for example. So
Oh, okay.
you can't experience too much tech there. Of course there is, right? But I assume you was thinking about something else. But I mean, technology is about around us. It's just a matter that we need to adopt it. And well,
So it
like
wasn't always about technology. What was driving you when
no.
moving overseas? What was it then?
Well, I when I was like 18, I moved to Norway and I started to work on a fish market. And that was my first full-time job. Obviously, like before, I had some part-time jobs, but I was still like in college, right? So that was my first full-time job on a fish market in Norway. So I really like to challenge myself. Like This
Okay.
12 years ago, 11 years ago, I really tried to put
You did it for
myself
how long?
few years, yeah.
Okay.
I was moving from place to place, having very strange different jobs because I wanted to check like how much I can stand. I was really trying to put myself in not comfortable situations or kind of exotic ones. And so like, yeah, I was working in Norway in a fish market. I was working on Iceland. I was working in Egypt on yachts. I was working on a glacier in Austria. I was doing very strange things. I was trying
Were
to,
these like missions, or you were just moving and finding the next
yeah,
best
yeah,
job
you're
and that's
moving
it?
and finding. That's,
It was
yeah, yeah.
mostly like a nomad life, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes I was finding the job before like traveling to the destination. Sometimes I was trying to find it at the destination. I always found it. And
Did you have a partner at that time? I'm
yes and
intrigued.
no. It was like a few years. So sometimes I was traveling by myself. Sometimes I was traveling with some partner. But for me, it wasn't really a problem. I can
You enjoy your own company.
No, no, no. But
No?
in terms of traveling, moving to a new place, finding a flat, arranging your like documents, offices, health insurance, I can do it by myself. I'm like, I'm really experienced in this after all these travels, so it wasn't really an issue for me to travel by myself.
Have you ever considered to join any reality TV series like these Survivor and I don't know what these like
No, right now,
mission
no,
driven and stuff?
no, right now,
Not
like
not
let's
not now.
say.
I'm talking about in your past life when you were like
Yeah, in
living
my
this
past
nomadic
life,
life.
I would definitely do this. Like, actually, like 7 years ago or eight, it would be my dream, honestly. But then I remember this moment. I remember it exactly. It was the moment when I was working in Austria on a glacier. I don't remember the year, but I was working there, I was on my shift, and I felt like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I need to, I'm worth more than this. I need to find a purpose. I need to like start building my career, and I can't have these jobs like that every time I move to a new place, I need to find a new job. I have to start working remotely. And this day, I came back from the glacier to my flat and I found this portal Upwork. It's for digital nomads.
Okay.
And there was like an ad, right? And I applied for a job, and that was the first application I sent, and I got a job the next day.
Nice. Okay.
And then, I quit working
What
like
was the
that.
job?
Well, at this point, what was the job? I was working for a German company.
No,
They
that
were
specific one, the first one that you got. It was a project
Yeah, yeah,
for.
yeah. Yeah, I was working like for a German company. They were in the, let's say, fashion industry. They had some fashion accessories production and they had several brands and they were at the stage to expanding. Like they wanted to set up three new brands. I don't remember like exactly right now. So I was doing something related to marketing, to social media, to email marketing, some basic tasks related to it. Yeah, and we stayed in touch. Like I was working with them about a year and a half. It was never like a full-time job. I had to do some other things on the side, but I just remember this moment when I made a decision. I need to quit this kind of travel jobs. I need to find something to work remotely. I just sent an application and I received like the positive answer the day after. I just like applied for one job. So yeah, that was a sign, definitely.
And that's when you really put your mind and your energy and focus on something and you really go towards. That's how it aligned.
Since
And
that day, yeah, since that day, I started to completely work remotely. I didn't go to any office. I was working as a like digital nomad for, yeah, until now.
And you said something like back on that glacier, you wanted to find your purpose.
Yeah.
Did you find it?
Yeah, right now, yes, but it I'm still like not super precise how I want to scale like my personal brand and how I want to work on my career. I'm still figuring out this and adjust the plan every year, but I think I'm way closer than I was at that time. I mean, I was also traveling so much and trying many different things because I couldn't define what I want to do in the future. For some people, it's obvious, like you just go to your college and then you study and you know, like from the age of 19 or even 17, 15, that you want to be a doctor, you want to be a photographer, you want to be a lawyer. I didn't know. And I didn't know for years, and it was killing me because I was really ready to take an action and just work towards a goal. But I couldn't set up a goal because I had no idea whom I want to be in the future. For years, it was really killing me. And then I discovered crypto.
Okay.
I met my partner. He was working in a crypto industry at that time. And it was like a perfect timing because I was searching for a niche, for an industry for myself. And he showed me how it works, like what's going on. And when I saw it and when I saw the potential of the industry and the potential of like development, like I fell in love with it. And since that time, I was trying to do everything to start working inside the industry and later to build a personal brand in the industry.
So we can safely say nomad and crypto lifestyle is Maria's purpose.
For now,
It
yes.
is.
In five
Okay.
years, you can ask me again.
We'll see. Yeah, it should evolve. It cannot be like one goal, one objective, one direction. And I truly believe in what you're doing and how you're doing it and the different directions that you're taking. So, given your role as a marketing advisor, what strategies have you found most effective in promoting blockchain projects?
Well, there is no like one solution because it really depends on the project, right? Sometimes you can target B2C, sometimes you can target B2B. You're on different stages of development. You're like a 5 people startup or like 50 people startup or bigger than that. So there is no one effective solution working for everyone. Plus, like I'm like as in my life, same at work, I'm a fan of testing. Like let's prepare few campaigns, let's prepare few social media posts, let's prepare few advertising graphics, and let's check what works best, what resonates with our audience. Crypto audience is not so obvious, to be honest, right? We are still in this early majority customer stage. So it's very different. Plus, a lot of people lack trust, and I can't blame them because crypto industry is full of scams and fake projects, and you can very easily get hacked. So I think marketing in this industry is not easy at all, right? Because you need to convince final user to a product, and you need to build trust, which in that particular industry is very difficult.
But wouldn't it all be community driven at the moment?
Well, community is your like target customer, so every business is community driven. As long as you don't sell B2B and you have very niche customers and you need a very few to run your business, then everything is community driven.
Okay, and how do you tailor your marketing approaches to different cultural contexts across the MENA region and Asia?
Good point. Well, I think, yeah, it's definitely a slightly different language of communication across regions. but I also think it's different language of communication and different audience across platforms. So you don't only adjust your message to the region, but you also adjust it to the audience, which you can meet on several platforms. You'll meet a different crowd on LinkedIn, you'll meet a different crowd on TikTok, and for that purpose, you prepare different communication. So yeah, I think it's like also it depends, right? What's the target audience of your customer? Is it worldwide and you target different regions, so then you customize your campaign for every single region, or you are just focusing to grow in one region and to establish your position?
Okay, and that's basically the fundamentals and basics of marketing. And I know what you're saying is correct and standard. But did you like recently do something a bit out of the box? Did you have, sorry, any successful marketing campaigns that you would like to share? You want to brag about something nice that you've done uh, in any project?
Yeah, we had this very surprising campaign. Actually, I was working on it with a Polish company. So we have two brands. One is tokenizing fine art, and one is dedicated to creating NFT collections for some mass brands like festivals, charity organizations, sport teams. And we created for one of the biggest charities in Europe an NFT collection for their charity. And it was forbidden. Like the paid for promotion was forbidden because it was a charity, so we could use only organic, sources to promote. And it was a massive success because in 4 business days, we sold more than 5,000 NFTs on a Polish market. And Poland is not a country famous from NFT adoption at all. So that was for us a wake up call that, okay, there is potential in this idea. Uh, yeah, that was really, really, really awesome. So like if you put a good message and if you will like demystify all the myths about NFT and if you will really provide a value, people are willing to take it.
Of course, and it's all about providing value, I believe, and being trustworthy enough, showing credibility, have a good project, a good roadmap, and yeah, why not? It can succeed like any other business, and any traditional business as well that is shifting towards crypto or Web3 is truly to be respected nowadays. How's your take on these traditional businesses that are adopting new technological blockchain solutions?
Well, I think it's natural stage of the evolution, and in some point, almost every business, I think it will start from accepting crypto payments in many businesses, probably in every business at some point. But what's the most underestimated in this is all the educational aspect. We have no education. There's like we live in this Web3 bubble where everyone knows what's Web3 and can navigate around the space. But there are so many people who have no idea what's crypto, what's blockchain, like what's Web3, like very, very basic steps. And there's so much content in social media and on portals, on blogs, like about trading and teaching you how to become a millionaire in 1 week and providing you very advanced knowledge on tactics. But there is really not a lot of basic content with basic knowledge in simple language for common people and also for businesses. And I know that education is not sexy at all and people don't want to learn, right? Or like, yeah, this is not the content that sells best in social media. Of course, it's like not entertainment, but at this point, let's try to, for example, build a reward system that for every piece of knowledge you receive, like the user receive a reward. We need to educate in order to grow adoption. And most of the brands just forget about it. Or even when the brands educate, they educate the way to sell their own products. So if you search for a solution and you go, for example, to any crypto exchange for their blog or Q&A, you'll find the solutions only related to their own brand. They wouldn't provide you with any other options than they have like on the list of their products. And that's also an issue because none of us have this comprehensive knowledge about the choice that, okay, we can purchase crypto in 7 different ways. No, like on each platform, each exchange, each blog, you'll learn just about 1-2 ways supported by them. And that's it. So right now I feel like for Web2 brands trying to go to Web3, that's the main issue. The lack of comprehensive knowledge to make an informed choice.
But they should have the right team, the right consultants, advisors, and strategy in place and in motion for order to transition or adopt a few
Definitely.
stuff. Yeah.
But at least they should understand it, There's like, it's not a trend. It's another stage of evolution. So sooner or later, they will have to adopt new solutions related to digital currencies. So they can't treat it like a trend that will pass. Okay, I don't need to really understand it, but it's in fashion right now, so I will just implement a crypto gateway, and it will be done. No, they need to make informed
It's not that. Of course.
choice in order to develop these solutions further and to provide solutions for years, not just for 1 or 2 because the trend will pass. It won't.
I believe that we will get there. We just need, like you said, a bit more education, better research, better fortified teams and advisors around even the traditional companies, so they can take better decisions and not just jump on a hype or a trend and that's it, because it really won't change or do something for the whole industry and for the whole world. Because I truly believe that technology is there to stay. The innovation in the space is crazy. There's a lot of bullshit, there's a lot of nonsense, but at the same time, there's a lot of value and there's a lot of real tangible projects and people that are building solutions for the future and for the present. I know we started talking about business and everything around it. So, where is Maria right now? What are you currently doing? I know you from social media. I know you do videos, information, educational, crypto related. But what do you do else?
Well, where is Maria right now? Maria is, I would say, the growth stage. I think in the last years, I was doing a lot of this back office work that was not visible and I couldn't see the results. But I think I'm at the stage that I slowly can pick the first fruit of my work and it start to be visible and like things start to work out. And there is still a long way to go. That's why I said I'm in a growth stage. So I already passed this like humble beginnings. And right now I'm in the growth stage and I continue working. Right now I work with a couple of Web3 projects as a consultant or advisor, you name it. And besides, I work on my personal brand in social media. I have some one-time or like frequent collaborations with diversified group of brands who seek exposure in the MENA region and not only who seek exposure on my social media channels. So right now I focus to work with a good group of startups, good group of Web3 projects that I believe in and I can contribute with some value, as well as on growing my personal brand because I believe it impacts a lot your career, your business life, and your opportunities. So I spend a big chunk of my daily the daily working routine on that.
And looking ahead, what are the challenges and opportunities you anticipate in the blockchain industry?
Mm,
Let's start with the challenges first.
mm. Challenges, it's I think that this is constant change. This industry is changing every single hour. So being up to date is a big challenge. It's roller coaster and you learn every day, and like the more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know yet. So
Exactly, yeah.
this industry is like a never-ending story, and there are niches like DeFi, for example, I have no idea about. And this is really yeah. I mean, there's like metaverse, there are NFTs, there is DeFi, there is all the blockchain development, layers two, layer three. Um, there is also marketing around it, B2C products, cybersecurity, B2B products. There's so much, and this technology is like evolving, so it's constantly changing, and every day brings some news. So it's really difficult to stay up to date and to be aware of what's going on because it's changing so dynamically. So I would say that's a challenge. Uh, Opportunity is definitely that there's not a lot of people working in this industry. I think it's not so competitive. I think that in general, people working in the space, for example, I didn't experience it, but people working in the space are not jealous, and there is no like, because I think there's not a lot of people, and there's a space for everybody, and everybody who's hungry can just, get full. And so right now we are in the stage that there's space for everybody, so everybody's kind of feeling comfortable, and yeah, let's work together. I don't see too much competition right now, but maybe like if the industry will become more and more popular and there will be more people willing to work in it, it will be more competitive and people will fight over positions. Right now, I don't really experience it. I think it's still like a good opportunity to start working in this industry because you can, in 2 3 years, build a position, a career that you would be building for 10 years in other industry.
What would it be better, you think? Building in the space and adopting this technology to your venture and startup, or investing in it, taking positions, and trusting in teams that are building other stuff?
I think a lot is like already, in a process of building. Like people build many things. They lack funding, to finish, or they lack the idea to accomplish. But I think there is like a lot of people building. I think it's better to obviously invest, but being an advisor. If you are joining as an investor and you feel that this particular project might need some help or guidance, I think being advisor as well, like, is the way for you to kind of maybe not secure your investment, but being more aware of what's going on with the project and maybe adjust direction a bit if you see some big issues.
And this is exactly why, Maria, I'm going to go back to the community aspect, because in marketing you have target audiences and you build, okay, your strategy, your acquisition, and then your pool of clients. But in web3, what stood out the most was how they could have achieved to build strong and unified communities around the product, around the company, around the project. And this is where what you were just saying, having a say, advising, telling the founders or the developers of such projects that, guys, I really like what you're doing, but instead of doing this, try to do that because you will get this. This is where you have a say, and it's not available in every market or in every industry or in every ecosystem. And I truly believe in the power of community and building the right community around your project, because it's what can make it or break it.
Yeah, that's true. However, in the Web3 space, let's be honest, when I see these X or Twitter accounts, and I see like on every account more than 100,000 followers, I know they bought them. I like really like in this industry, like I never, like I was working in different industries, always in the marketing, but I never seen an industry where you fake so much. Like you have fake followers, you have fake engagement, you have fake likes, you have like Telegram groups with fake
Everything is
people.
hyped up. That's the
So
majority, exactly.
like when you ask me about community, of course it's important, but I would rather ask about quality of this community, right? Because uh,
Exactly. I'm not
everyone,
talking about numbers. When I say community,
yeah,
it's not about having 2 million followers. It's not about that. What I trying to refer to is having a good, strong community.
yeah. I mean, this is the issue of the industry that everyone is rushing. Everyone wants to deliver their project in this bull run to cash out and to get rich, like right now, right here. So when they are rushing and building a community around the project takes time, right? Because it's like building trust with another person. They obviously try to fake it, right? They try to fake the numbers to make it look good because they have no time for organic community building. But then comes conversion from your community. And if you bought it, if you bought engagement, if you bought followers, if you bought, even Telegram chat messages, like how you plan to convert, how you plan to sell solution. It's just like, for fundraising purposes, right? Like you search for investors, you want your numbers to look good. They will probably believe it. Not most of them have no idea how to check if the following is organic. So they will trust it, right? But then
Yeah,
comes conversion, and then so that's upsetting me. That's upsetting me a lot.
me too.
I'm trying to grow my audience organically. That's why probably I don't have like tons of followers, but it's okay. I'm like in peace with it, and I'm building it slowly, and I'm posting like on a daily basis. But when I see these accounts that have like 10,000 followers and they have 60,000, I'm like, what's the
What
value?
happened?
What's the value, right? Like, what are you gonna do with it later? So that's my issue, right? That's what I'm also like trying to explain some brands I work with, like, where is the benefit, right? Okay, it looks good when someone will make a screenshot, but what's next, right? These people, in the end, they have to be your target customers. They have to be your buyers. How? You bought them. They won't buy you.
Exactly that. Maria, I know that we can go on and talk a lot about the space. However, I have a new segment to introduce, which is the fire questions. 10
Oh
fire
God,
questions. We're moving on. Prepare yourself.
I'll be bad
Ready?
in it. That would be horrible.
Yeah, they're very easy though. It's the first episode in season 2, so we go very smooth. Web3 overhyped or undervalued?
Undervalued.
NFTs, art revolution or investment fad?
Art revolution.
Success factor, morning routine or late night hustle?
Late night hustle.
Must read book, technical guide or leadership memoir?
Leadership.
Role model preference, tech visionary or industry pioneer?
Industry pioneer.
Project choice, high risk with high reward or low risk with steady returns?
Low risk.
If not tech, would you choose creative arts or academia?
Academia.
Future tech bet, virtual reality or augmented reality?
Augmented reality.
Stress management, yoga or cardio?
Cardio.
Web3 readiness, deep dive into coding or strategic partnership?
Strategic partnership.
You've done it perfectly.
That was
That's it.
that was the best part, I crashed that.
Yeah, you nailed it. You nailed it.
That was nice. I really appreciate questions. They were good.
Thank you for that. It took me the whole day to prepare. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I wanted to introduce this new segment moving forward just to have like a general overview on a lot of stuff, because squeezing a lot of questions and diving into someone's journey just under 1 hour is nearly impossible. So I really would like to squeeze as much as possible information and understand my dear guest and see how they're doing and what's their takeaway
Yeah,
on a
that
lot
was
of
nice.
stuff.
That was nice. I thought it would
In
be like more silly, like, ketchup or mayonnaise, likely. Like, that was nice.
nah,
That was nice. That was nice.
as we conclude this lovely episode, uh, for our listeners who are eager to learn more or collaborate with you, how can they connect and what are the platforms that you're on?
Social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, X, Maris, or Maria Frąckowiak. I guess it will be somewhere like in a description or in a caption
We're,
under this video. So
we're gonna put also the links to your social media accounts
I'm
in
very
the
responsive there.
description.
Yeah.
You are very responsive. Maria, thanks a lot for being here and for being transparent and open and sharing your journey with us. It was a pleasure to have you on Visionary Ventures, and we wish you well.
Thank you.